Hello, my wonderful Tauruses. Welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. So, I made it through the first month. We made it through May, and I managed to do a reading for all the signs, as well as a general reading, and then a bonus reading. So, cycled back round, and we're up to you. My cat Azuki decided she's going to commandeer this video, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm Joni Vovo. I'm a drag performer based in Sydney's inner west, and I don't quite know what's going on with my makeup today, or my shoulder. But yeah, the eyebrows not quite right, eyes not quite right, but we're here, we're doing it. We'll just make the most of it. I'll be using the Rider-Waite deck today and using a Celtic Cross, so we'll look at your current situation. Yeah, and then whatever problem or situation you might be facing, as well as some advice and, you know, a possible outcome. So this is a general reading, so if Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. But also, like all general readings, it's for, you know, whoever's watching the video. So take what resonates, and if any part of the messages or stories don't seem to quite fit, that's all right, it just means it's for another person watching on. Also to say, we do look at, you know, what's coming and outcomes, but you do have free will, so make your own choices. Just use this video as a chance to perhaps have a bit more insight and clarity into your situation. And as always, if you liked this video, please hit like or subscribe. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comments. I'll give it a read, would muchly appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll just give the cards one more shuffle. How you doing, cat? Okay, let's get started. So, looking at your current situation, we've got the Three of Cups inverted. Okay, well, Three of Cups is all about just having a good time with your friends or family and hanging out and just general merriment. So inverted might mean that, could mean a few things. It might be that you've been maybe partying a bit too hard, having a bit too much fun, not focusing on other areas of your life and just living it up. You know, not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe it's just about balance. Or it might mean the exact opposite. Maybe you've been working too hard and not having enough fun. So, you know, take what resonates for your situation. Maybe you've gone in either option, it just means things are out of balance, rather than, you know, work, play, life balance. It's not quite there. Something's a bit out of whack. So let's look at your immediate past. We've got the Fool. Okay, well, good on you. I guess you've decided to take a leap of faith into something. You know, there might be a bit of uncertainty ahead of you, but you're going in with a bit of a positive attitude, saying, you know what, I'm open to new experiences. Don't know how it might pan out, but that's okay. I'll just take what comes, make it up as I go, and enjoy the adventure. So good on you. So you've set out on something, and then I get maybe work-life balance or social balance is a bit out of whack. So we'll keep going and see how it all goes together. So what's in your immediate future, or what's coming up? We've got the Seven of Wands. Oh, maybe this is where the imbalance is. So it looks like you've ventured out to try something new. And you probably did it in good faith. And then maybe whatever the situation is, it involved a new community, new group of friends, new family, just, you know, a new social network. But it seems that things have gotten a bit tense. And there's been a bit of... so the Seven of Wands is where there's a bit of a power battle going on, where you're perhaps you're being pushed into a defensive stance, having to defend your position, whatever that might be. So, okay, let's keep going, but that's what I'm picking up so far. you know, we've kind of spelled it out already what the problem is, but let's look at what the cross energy is, which might clarify the problem a bit further. So we've got, oh, the Seven of Swords inverted. Okay, so the Seven of Swords can be about if there's a bit of deception going on, like if there's a bit of smoke and mirrors, people doing things in a bit of a sneaky, dodgy way. And it was inverted, which may mean maybe you've got a suspicion that something's going on or something's not quite right, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Or, I mean, another reading of this card is to do things in an unconventional way. And maybe if you set out just open-minded, good intentions, maybe you did things a bit straight-laced, a bit play by the rules, a bit, you know, if this was a new situation for you, you sort of read the room, you're like, oh, this is the game we're playing, this is the rules of this situation, but perhaps there's something else going on that maybe you didn't see, and it's kind of led to a bit of drama. How does that sound? Okay. All right, well, let's look at what you're aware of in this situation. So what's sitting in your conscious mind? And we've got the Page of Swords inverted. Okay, well, this kind of goes with that Seven of Wands energy. So the Page of Swords can be about knowledge and understanding, but they're also about words, opinions, perspective, thoughts. And the Page of Swords, they might not be the best at speaking up. They might just sort of do their best to make attempts to say the perspective or interject, or but perhaps what they have to say doesn't come across very well or isn't respected. And it was inverted, so that's kind of the impression I'm getting. Perhaps you've if this is a new situation for you that you've gone into and you've tried to read the room and there's something going on and you're not quite sure, you've probably attempted to speak up and perhaps it didn't go well. Perhaps, you know, because you don't have all the information, you're making a guess. You're like, oh, is this what's going on? This is how I see it. Is this what we're doing? And then maybe, you know, that's sort of blown up in your face. Or, yeah. So I don't know if this is a social setting, a work setting, a family setting, but yeah, it just sounds like you've gone in with best intentions to do your best, be open. You can read the room and see something's not quite right. You've tried to speak up and it perhaps hasn't gone too well and there's been a bit of a power battle and conflict going on. Okay. All right, let's look at what's unknown to you, or what's maybe sitting in your unconscious, or yeah, just maybe what you're not aware of in this situation. So we've got Judgment inverted. Well, Judgment is all about, so you can see here, these people have heard the angel's trumpet and they've risen from their coffins. It's very melodramatic, but it's kind of the idea that, you know, as we go through life, we learn, we grow, we level up, we shed old versions of ourselves, and in theory, we're all working our way to be the highest, bestest versions of ourselves. And so that's kind of what Judgment is. It's not the, you know, I have a religious background, not anymore. But for me, Judgment is but in this, in tarot, it's more about your own higher judgment, where you have a bit more 20/20 vision you have more perspective about yourself and a situation. So it's about higher judgment. So it was inverted. So I would dare say maybe people in this situation are a bit if there's a bit of this sneaky behind the scenes energy going on, maybe people, you know, aren't self-aware, aren't operating out of their highest good, your highest good, everyone's highest good. They, you know, maybe just operating out of, not to throw all the buzzwords around, they might be acting out of, you know, trauma or knee-jerk responses and that sort of thing. So yeah, that might be what's going on behind the scenes, just people having different reactions and responses in them to whatever this situation or scenario is. And, you know, perhaps you're falling into this as well. You know, if one person gets triggered and you get triggered and then they react, then you react, then, you know, it's going to just ultimately lead back to this power battle or conflict. All right, well, let's look at the advice for this situation. And we've got, oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. Also pardon me, also inverted. Well, so the Wheel of Fortune is about karma, and there's a lot of misunderstanding about karma. Karma just basically means lessons, like life lessons. And we all go through patterns of our own behavior, patterns where we seem to always wind up in the same situation in a workplace, or the same situation in different friend groups, or playing the same role, you know, in different spaces that we enter into. And you know, that's why it's a wheel, because we keep doing the same loops and patterns until we have a moment where we're like, ah, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm contributing to this situation. These are my reactions and my perspective that's keeping me stuck in these patterns. And so you eventually figure it out, and however many times you have to go through the same lesson. So anyway, it was inverted. So could mean two things. I'm just weighing up which one it might be. So it could be that you know, you're stuck. Either you are, or people in this group are, that they're just repeating patterns. It's just going round and round and round, repeating patterns. Or inverted, it could be that this is a chance for you to see a pattern that you keep going into, and then you're going to have that light bulb moment. I mean, this was sitting in the advice position, right? So this is your chance to break out of the Wheel of Fortune, and you can have your aha light bulb moment and be like, oh, okay, I've done this before. This is how I navigated it last time. I'm going to do it differently this time now that I know what's going on and what choices I usually make. I'm going to make different choices this time. So let's look at external factors, and we've got the I can't read. Backwards and upside down. 3. Pardon me. 3 of Pentacles upside down. So 3 of Pentacles is all about collaboration. You know, we had back here the 3 of Cups. If I can pick it up. And you can see here it's all about community coming together, having fun. So this is the people coming together, working together, collaboration card. So similar vein, we've got kind of work and play here. So your external factors was collaboration inverted. So I guess if things kind of have spiraled out of control and gone downhill here, the external factor is that collaboration has broken down. Communication has broken down. People don't have the intention to bring their best to the situation and to work with each other to resolve it, or, you know, if this is a workplace, to achieve the business goals, whatever it might be. But, you know, this value of collaboration has broken down, and that might be a mindset or even a culture of this place you've gone into, whatever it is. So yeah, that's just another aspect of it, I guess, you'll have to face in this situation. Because you might fully be going in there going, yep, I'm ready, I'm here, do my best, work hard, let's achieve, you know, all the goals. But if you're the only person doing it, it's not going to go anywhere. How are we doing, Kat? She's being very well behaved. Hasn't batted any of the cards yet. I'm impressed. Where are we? Hopes and fears. Okay. Oh, 8 of Wands. So this can mean two things. Your hopes and fears are communication. You're wanting this to be resolved. Like open communication. Come on, everything on the table. Let's hash it out. Let's get it done. Let's move on. Or this could be you're ready to move on already. And maybe, I don't know, you know your situation. Maybe you seeing the situation for what it is. Maybe you usually just stay in this situation, work really hard to collaborate with people that don't want to collaborate. And maybe this time around, you're going to move on. Get out of there. I mean, this card is about movement and it's about fast movement. So you might make that decision to be like, all right, I'm gone. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. It's time to move on already. So again, you know your situation. Maybe more open communication can happen, or maybe you just need to step away. All right, final outcome. And again, remember, you have free will. So let's see. Ooh. Interesting. So the Hierophant is all about, I guess, formalities, tradition, structure, culture. So, you know, if this is a workplace, the workplace has a hierarchy, it has systems, it has processes. You know, if this is a particular social group, there's, you know, unspoken or spoken rules about what, you know, what is appropriate, what isn't appropriate, how you behave, how you engage with one another. So this is interesting as the final outcome, that it goes to formalities. And maybe that's just how it's going to have to go. If the communication has to happen, and if people are being sneaky, and if there's a bunch of conflict, then maybe there's going to have to be some sort of structured process on how to resolve this situation. You know, if this is a workplace, maybe, sounds laborious, but maybe you have to get the higher ups involved, get HR involved, go through all the right channels to, if there's a problem, then you report it, then you go through the adjudication process, whatever it might be. But this card is very much about navigating systems. And, it gives me the chills, navigating systems. So, yeah, again, I don't know what situation you're in. You know, I'm sorry to say, for some of you, this might be a family situation. There might be like legal things you have to go through. I don't want to, you know your situation. So it's a bit of a shame. You went in with this energy, just not a care in the world. You thought, oh, this will be great. I'm up for an adventure. Well, you know, you got okay, now the cat's flipping cards. Well, I guess you can't say it was a boring experience, but it looks like, yeah, whilst you started being very carefree and open, there's going to be a bit of a process here on how to resolve things or leave. You know, even if it is a job, quitting is a process, you know. Writing your resignation letter, telling your manager, doing the handover period, doing your final 2 to 4 weeks, finding a new job, blah, blah, blah. Like there's a lot of process involved. So yeah, anyway, good luck with it. What was the advice again? Okay. Hard lesson, but take it as a learning experience. You know, if you do end up getting the heck out of there and you know, decide what you're going to do next, you learned something. You know what to look out for next time. So you can still go in and be open and hope for the best, but you'll be aware of what to look out for. Not to make you paranoid, not to make you closed off, but just to be wise and make good decisions for yourself. So it's so annoying when the lesson in tarot is you need to be patient. It was a learning experience. You're gonna experience growth. And then sometimes you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna live my life, which is also a message in here too. So, you know, balance. I mean, we started with that. Things were out of balance. Might be time to go back to do some play. Anyway, I might leave that there. I hope that was helpful. Please, Azuki, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave some comments. I read them and appreciate all your feedback. Otherwise, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to try and do 2 readings per sign per month, or I'll just stick with 1. I'll see how I go with life and the universe and everything. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.